All right, we got our first win of the season, but it came with 2 losses and a lot of things to discuss. Joe, I know you're good. I'm good. We're just going to get right into it. There's a lot to talk about. Um, what are some storylines for you going into this coming out of this week that you want to discuss? I have a few, but they're kind of generic. But what do you
Hey everybody.
what are your storylines? Yeah, we're everyone. Hello. We got a
No,
lot.
I know. I'm
No, I
not
know.
gonna.
I'm sorry. I should have said hello to everyone, but like 3 games and a lot to talk about. Throughout the season, we're going to settle into our rosters. We're going to settle into our rotations. We're going to know what to expect. We're going to know what's happening. But right now, this is one of the craziest rotations of any team I've ever seen. Everyone is getting playing time sporadically. I don't know, Joe. What do you see from these 3 games overall as like the storyline?
Yeah, I think the first storyline is blowing another big lead, blowing leads throughout a game. One game we're leading the majority of the game, came down right to the end. Really poor execution, really poor. I'm calling it coaching. It's on Mez. A couple end of the game plays that took too long, and then not drawing up a play to get a decent final look at the rim. So we're talking coaching, we're talking
If
rotation.
he did drop a good play, he didn't drop one that he knew they could execute.
Right. No, like the execution of the play wasn't end of the game situations weren't good. We're talking missed free throws. We're talking, which has been a storyline all season for us so far. We're talking not being able to guard guards on the perimeter. We're making league average guards, look like all-stars. And the last one, which I think, we're going to really hammer home, and you've already mentioned it, is the rotations. It almost feels like we're just throwing darts at a board, and it doesn't matter who starts. It doesn't matter who's playing well. It doesn't matter who's on a hot streak during the middle of a game. Like, it's just like a really weird start to the season. And this past week on the West Coast, we were hoping for even to celebrate the win. And I know a lot of the fans felt this way too. I left that game with more questions than I did answers. And after a win, you really, and especially a first win of the season, you shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah. We'll get into the specifics of the game, but I do want to talk about a few things you commented on. Yeah, that when we left the win, a lot of people were questioning rotations and Mez and why Morrow wasn't playing and stuff like that. But I like a coach that will sit the players that are supposed to play if it's not working. And like if Reagan Pierce is having a good game, Nellen Gloam was having a good game. If I forget who else it was at the time, we'll get into it, but it's in my notes. But sometimes that has to happen. It felt weird. It looked weird. It's not like Morrow. I mean, Morrow has been turning the ball over a lot, but she's not like she's playing bad. So there's some reason to like maybe ease back on her, but there's a lot of reasons to keep playing her. I get it. I love Anissa Morrow. I think she's going to be up there for either 6th or most improved. But I mean, I'm not going to just see one game and be like, I can't believe Morrow was only played this many minutes. It's like if it happens over time, of course.
I think the biggest issue was that she finally got her first start, with which whether or not she should have started, you can say, but we were looking in the first half and she only played 4 minutes.
Yeah,
And he's been doing that with Neepkins as well, where she's been starting the last couple
I don't
games.
even get why she starts.
And then like doesn't go to her until it's like there was a minute left in the half. He was going to go to her,
Yeah,
and
so it's
then
like,
it was halftime.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
she never got back in.
Yeah,
So like
Neepkins only starts and gets rest minutes.
Those are the weird ones where it's like I understand maybe starting to see what she has, or like Morrow as well. We know Morrow's statistics. My stutter, right?
Is that what you were going for?
No, we know that Morrow has statistically been the best player on the floor for us this season.
Yeah.
Has she been the best player for us? I don't think so. I still think it's been Brittany Griner in the games that she's played. So I'm just, it was just a weird couple games for where it doesn't matter if you start on this team, doesn't matter if you come off the bench. But even the game we won, and I know we're trying to like do macro level stuff here, you extend your bench to a degree, but towards the end of that game, you could tell they were tapped. They were exhausted. They weren't getting as clean of looks. They weren't getting the same crispness that they were earlier in the game when we got the lead. So that's where the complaints would be as a coach, where you're like, you got to make the decision to ride with them. He did. It worked out. But we honestly should have lost that game too. And it almost felt like we were not trying to lose that game, but we weren't trying to win. It was just we happened to win. But
you don't know how to win.
Right.
Especially with Brittany off the court.
We were playing not to lose that game. If that's how we would call it as a coach. You slow things down, you hold on for dear life, and then you watch Heideman's shot. And we've seen it numerous times where we thought that was going in, that it was good. But we'll get more into the details, the nitty-gritty when we got to the win. But
so game 1, we lose 83-82 in Portland, a team we think we should have beat going in. Obviously, we talked a little bit about the end, how we got off a terrible play. I don't even know if a shot went up. But as a coach...
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off there.
Yeah.
You have Brittany Griner on the floor. You throw it up to her in the paint and let her do a turnaround. They didn't even look in her direction. If she misses, she misses. But you have 6'7", 6'8" Brittany Griner, and I know she can't jump like she used to, but you still throw it up to her and let her take the last shot in the paint. Like we threw it backwards into the backcourt with 0.4 seconds. But I digress. Continue.
I'm trying to find out how much time there was.
There was like 0.6 or 0.8.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong page. 1.9.
Okay, so there was a more.
One can't get a shot off. Yeah, 1.9. So you can run a play. All right. So as a coach, are you running a play for your hot hand? Are you running a play for your best player? Are you running a play that you think will beat the defense? Or are you running a play that you know your team can execute?
So as a coach, for an end of game situation, you have 3 plays. You have a play for a 3. You have a play for a 2, and you probably have a play where you're like, it's got to have like 5 counters to it within that 1.9, like a time frame. You run this play when you have 5 seconds. You run this play when you have 2 seconds. What do you need and everything in between? You shouldn't need a timeout to run those plays. Like you should be going over in practice end of game situations. I know training camp was short. I know practice schedules are kind of probably way different right now on the West Coast and everything, but like, there should have been a play in hand with the people on the floor to be like, hey, we're going side box 33, whatever,
and
or something.
There probably was, and we just couldn't do it.
But it wasn't like, you can tell in the moment, it was like panic.
Yeah.
It was panic to get the ball in. I think you texted me Haley Van Lith was open and she was missed, like curling around that way, like to the basket. And like Charlize, who had a couple turnovers this game, like, that she missed, and then she kind of just threw it. It was like a panic kind of thing. So as a coach, you would have those plays prepared. And again, if you want to put everyone in the backcourt and have Griner 1-on-1 where she catches it, turns, shoots her fadeaway jumper, or catches it, takes one dribble and is trying to run through somebody to get a foul, like there's situations for it. They just looked not prepared.
Yeah. It really reminds me of the movie Semi-Pro, the Will Ferrell movie, if you've seen it. They run this play. They practice this play called Puke, and they just run it over and over again until they puke. Like, so it's memorized in their head. Like, and it's just like, why? That's a play a team like this should be running with 1.9 left. Just a play in your sleep. Like the one play you started with the first day of practice and run it every day. Like, it could be as simple as boom, Brittany Griner, turnaround, boom.
There's scenarios. I mean, you can run multiple things with 2 seconds left. That's a lot of time on the basketball floor. Like you can, a play like we call it, it's a scissors action. You have Griner come up to the 3-point line from the paint. So she's catching it coming back towards half court, and you have 2 people cross. So Griner has the decision to catch, pass to one, pass to the other, or she has the decision to catch, turn, and shoot. So it's like just options. Like we run that in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and again, I'm not trying to compare our high school team to W, but like situationally, you can put yourself in position with switches and screens and whatever to like at least get a decent look. And again, we didn't lose that game because we missed the last shot.
No.
We lost that game for 100 different reasons. It's just frustrating to watch, especially without Carla late. You know, we let people.
Another game with a big player out that we just didn't take advantage of.
Yeah.
And then by the third game, the game against the second game against Seattle, by the start of that game, we had 6 different starting rotations and 84 different total combinations. Sounds impossible.
I understand we're finding, but I mean, we're playing 11 people a game with injuries, and I mean, I don't know if it's, again, they're just trying things, or if it's they really don't have a plan. Like, it really doesn't feel like we have a plan every time we go out there on the floor.
What I try to come up with a plan. I don't even know, because honestly, I like all of these players. I like them getting minutes. They're just, none of them are, besides Brittany, and obviously she's older now, but no one's a superstar, obviously, or a star, but everyone deserves playing time. And it's kind of sucks that they're all on our team instead of like Reagan Beers being on like the Sparks or something and like playing 10 minutes a game and impacting a winning team, or like Burke, I don't know, being on like a actual team, because like we have to play her. We paid her $1 million, but it's like, we know what you are, like, and she's playing well now. Like, I'm not even against her, but like, it's just, if you want to see other people play, it's like, now we got some veterans like her and Miller have to play. I mean, even Miller is like trying to prove herself, and I don't know. Somebody's got to lose minutes at some point.
Yeah, and I mean,
they're getting 3 people back.
Griner, I mean, Liv, Griner, and LeCan's coming back at the end of the week, so
you can't play 14 people.
You're looking at, is Charlize and Van Lith? Are you choosing one or the other, right, to get minutes? You're looking at Rivers.
Who are you taking right now? Because it was Van Lith for the first bunch of games. She's kind of gone quiet. If she's not scoring, I'd rather have Charlize. Because someday Charlize is going to score. Someday she's going to put up almost nothing. But she's going to get probably 4 assists a game, it seems like. They're both not playing good defense.
No, turnovers have been a problem the last week or so for both of them.
Both of them, yeah. Like, so I would say
it's hard. I mean, you think it might be Charlize the way they invested in it, but
seriously,
it's hard. I mean, yeah, you look at this roster and it's like, you probably don't want to be playing 12 people a game.
No, you should. No one should want to, but
like, Beers is going to lose minutes. But I think Beers has done enough to show like she's the emergency big.
Yeah. We would have begged for Beers last year.
Right. Exactly. Like, I think, Liv and Griner, Edwards, Morrow, like, that's your 4 in the front court. Yeah. Like we said, Morrow's not really a 3. I don't think she can play the 3 as much as I wanted her to. So you're looking at those 4, and then Beers is your emergency big. That's fine. That's your front court.
Yeah, she can play with a center or with a power forward. So
right. So that's your front court. Then, I mean, you're looking at Nell as a 3, Rivers as a 3, Burke as a 3, Diamond as a 3. Like, you've got.
I think Miller or Burke should be traded at the deadline. Because if we're out of it, obviously. If we put it together, we figure it out. Don't get rid of anyone.
We're not trying to blow up the roster yet, but
it's not even blowing it up. It's to like fit room in for these the people we want to see more. Almost like, I'm not trying to get rid of them because they're like they make a lot and they're older. It's just like they're not going to help us win. I'd rather see the young people.
Yeah, because I mean, like we said, LeCon's coming back, so now you have 3 point guards. Then you have.
I wouldn't want to trade Brittany at all because I want her to come back next year. I don't want anything to sour. Yeah,
none of those. It's not like the conversations we were having last year with Tina and Marina. Yeah. Like, the writing was on the wall that they were both like gone.
Well,
so
if Marina didn't get $1 million, she might have stayed, but she got $1 million.
It's just weird. It's like I just don't know what the answer to your question is going to be. Where it's like, who loses minutes? Because it's the way we've been going. Nobody's losing minutes.
No one deserves to keep their minutes, and no one deserves to lose their minutes.
So, and again, when Layla does come, does this team look different? Does it look faster? Does it look, because she's an aggressive player, and does her and Nell come in together and like all of a sudden the two of them have this insane connection? And
I
like,
hope so. They weren't teammates, and besides
no, but
playing
they with the
internationally,
international team, yeah.
yeah, but they're both really young. So
So I don't know.
even
I
if
don't
they
know.
don't, I
I
think they
mean,
can get chemistry pretty quickly.
it's
All
hard
right, let's
because it's hard to figure out with a lot of pieces when you're not winning who should be out there and who shouldn't be.
yeah. All right, let's quickly deep dive into the first game. We talked a lot about it. Stop me when you want to comment on something, but I'm going
Yep.
to try to rattle this off. At Portland, Liv was out. Griner was still healthy. Late was out, as we said. We started Haley, Diamond, Kennedy Burke, Leah, and Brittany. Edwards played like a centerpiece to start the game. She went 3 for 4 in 3 minutes. She might have only made like 2 more shots combined, but she started the game really strong for us. The score was basically tied all first quarter. We were in it. Portland was just playing better, though. We had 5 turnovers to their 2. Morrow had a few quick rebounds when she got in, and a nice assist to Beers. Burke had a really, really nice block for defense. I try to shout out our defense whenever we can do something well, but these are just random plays. Nell had 2 fouls in 2 minutes, which wasn't good, but she didn't really get taken out for it or affect her minutes. There were 8 lead changes. Sun end up down 1 after 1 in quarter 2. Beers comes in, has 4 and 2 in 5 minutes. Diamond quickly gets 3 fouls, so quiets her game. Morrow hits an ugly 3 at the end of the shot clock to go up. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. Her free throw's not terrible, but we got a technical foul, and Brittany Griner shot the technicals. I think she went 1 of 2. I don't know.
Was it because it was a dead ball flagrant when she got hit in the rib? Was that why, or was
she wouldn't have to take it, right?
if she was the one on the flagrant, she has to take it? I think that's what it was. I think it was on the elbow or whatever that she took.
Okay.
I can't remember now, to be honest.
If anyone could have shot that, I would have much rather see just any non-big.
Yeah, either Burke or whoever was on the floor.
Yeah, if Haley or Neepkins or anybody. I doubt Neepkins was out there, but where are we? Yeah, so Burke had a steal, so she's playing good defense. She had a nice behind the back pass to Haley Van Lith through for a transition bucket. 5 steals in 5 games for Burke. So I was giving her a little flack offensively for the first couple of games, but she's turned it around.
And I mean, she struggled in this one. She did, but
yeah,
she still played. She still played defense.
Yeah,
very
well.
Her
offense isn't what we wanted to be. Not 40% shooter, but she's contributed more than the first couple of games. But yeah, her defense has actually been probably better than anybody's, maybe besides Brittany, but she's played less games. 42-38 Sun at the half. Started from the most of the second to the beginning of the third. Portland didn't score for 6 minutes. I wouldn't really attest that to our defense more than them just going cold. But yeah, Morrow starts the second half over Miller because she's in foul trouble. Neepkins comes in at 4:30 left in quarter 3. Just some other rotation notes. Sun got in a sorry, I just lost my train of thought, my spot. Rivers had the she had 2, but right now she had a really good interception steal that transitioned to Neepkins for a 3. Just under 4 minutes left. But then a bad turnover in Portland 3. We go back down 1. Portland then goes on a 9-0 run to do that. They take the lead at right before the 4th. Rivers hit a foul line jumper though at the buzzer, ties it. It ties it. 64-64 going into the 4th. So
yeah, she's been exciting at the end of quarters. Last year, she's hit a couple big ones, and then so ball at the end of the quarter. Get the ball to Rivers.
Yeah, I would like to see how. I don't know if we've had many or any fourth quarter chances, but like besides, I mean, another one went to
Burke, go ahead. Yeah,
but like last year, I'm trying to think like if she hit a couple game winners. She didn't hit any game winners.
No,
she hit
I feel
a lot
like
of
these
first,
were all
end of first, end of half, end of third.
Yeah, and it's first 3 quarters.
Yeah, Burke and Miller didn't play a lot in the third. Specifically Miller. I think Burke came in towards the end and played the 4th. Rivers had to start the 4th, had another interception type steal and then assist to a Charlize 3. So she's stealing passes, like running in transition, getting them like an interception, like a pick 6, but passing for a 3. And both Charlize and Neepkins were able to knock it down. Charlize took a nice charge. They reviewed it. Her foot was just over the restricted area, sadly. But I like.
I also thought it shouldn't have been a charge because she really didn't give, and I can't remember who was driving, but I think it was Barker. But
yeah, Barker
they
ended up
didn't they didn't give her a chance to catch the ball. So I was surprised they even called it the charge because you're supposed to let someone land and then take the charge. So I was surprised they even called it the charge. So it was the correct call. I know it wasn't
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was in the zone anyway, but
she was in the zone and it was on the catch. So I didn't have any quarrels with that.
But it was a tough charge. I mean, Sarah Ashley Barker ended up getting a little more banged up. I think just because Charlize is a tougher.
Oh, you're gonna feel when you play Connecticut. Whether you win by 20 or lose, or it's a tight game, you're gonna feel it in the next day.
Yeah, we're gonna hit you hard. 1:30 left in the game. Charlize turns it over. Layup down 1. Sarah Ashley Barker rips it away from Brittany Griner. Rivers bad foul on the other end for an and 1. Rivers had 2 bad fouls towards the end. We're down 2 with 43.9 left. Jump ball, and then Portland actually does something smart and they give a violation on purpose. So Brittany doesn't just win the tip and we have it like that. They get to set up their defense. At this point, it's Haley, Charlize, River, Morrow, and Griner ending the game. Haley hits a shot after almost turning it over. Tie game with 31.3 seconds. 22.5 left. Sutton goes right by Haley. So, like, instantly.
The pick and roll coverage was horrible. I remember texting you immediately. I'm like, yes, that was on Haley but I think Haley was following the coverage, and whoever was in the pick and roll, which I can't remember who it was, Griner was out of the game, which was also a mistake. Don't know why on a defensive possession to end the game, Griner wasn't on the floor.
Yeah.
But the pick and roll coverage and then the rotation was horrible. Yeah. I was so mad this entire game. Also, before you finished your thought with the finale, the other thing Portland did really well to us all game, as the game's coming back to me more as I'm reading my notes, they pressed us. They were running 2 people in the backcourt. That was a couple of Charlize's turnovers were because she was panicked and sped up. And I'm surprised with the amount of bodies we're playing. We don't do that either. That we're not just throwing bodies because of how, like, not poor, I guess poor our perimeter defense has been. I always think it's really important to speed up guards. And, like, you can see this game. I mean, Charlize had the 4 turnovers. Morrow had 4 turnovers. Van Lith had 2 turnovers. Like, our guards and, like, prominent, like, ball handlers, because Morrow does bring the ball up when she gets a rebound. Like, we just got pressed and rushed and all that. But sorry, continue your thought with the end of the game there.
I would like us to do it, but, like, if our guards just let guards go by them at the 3-point line, like, what's going to stop them behind half?
Well, that's the double on the road. Like, Portland had a plan. They knew how to, like, trap and then, like, pressure and then rotate. We call it a peel switch in the business. More IQ for everybody out there is when you get beat by your person, someone takes your man and you peel out to the closest to the defender. So if I had my hands on this defense for a couple days.
Hopefully. Mez is listening. Yeah, but 13.6 left. Brittany Griner misses. But it goes out on Portland. Haley struggles to get the ball in. River misses a corner 3. 9.7 left. Carlton gets fouled, hits both free throws. We go down 4. And then from 9.7 to 9.1, it took us to get off a 3 down 4.
Yeah,
I hate that. You took 8 seconds with 9 left. I'll say 10 left. You took 8 seconds to fucking get a shot off. Like, you're just, like, holding the ball, waiting for a pick. It's like, what are you doing? We need 2 possessions.
Yep.
And then we
again end of game situations.
And then I wish Charlize just missed the 3. She hit the 3, so we're down 1 with 1.9 left. Sun get Portland to actually turn it over on the inbounds with a foul, so no time comes off the clock. 1.9 is now plenty, and we can't even get a shot off, like we said. in the beginning.
Yeah, it just seemed the whole end. I mean, this game was ugly to watch. I mean, you're looking at two teams who are going to end up being near the bottom of the standings most likely, but like the end of game situations was just brutal. It just was. You know, we got lucky on the offensive foul from, I think it was Engsler who did it, which pushed off on a screen or whatever. But like
One of those two.
we got lucky on that. But then again, in that moment, like you have the offensive foul being called, like Mez, a coach, somebody has to be going, hey, we're going 1.9 time, we're going this. It's like he was like telling them when they already like had the ball in their hands, like what they should be running. Like it was too late, the communication. So it was very frustrating at the end.
Yeah, so we lose 83-82. Brittany Griner had 16, 5, and 4, 1 point away from 6,000 in her career. Edwards, 12 points on 5 of 6. Like I said, she had 3 or 4 in 3 minutes.
And she was on a minutes restriction.
Yeah, she was.
So that's why. So if everyone's wondering why she got off to such a great start and then didn't see her the rest of the game, she was unfortunately on a minutes restriction for her coming back from the injury.
Haley, 12 points on 5 of 9. Morrow, 12 and 12, 4 turnovers. Rivers, 9, 3, and 6 on 4 of 8. Charlize, 10 points, 4 turnovers. Sun shot 51% and 35 from 3. Fire shot 45% and 32 from 3. So we outshot them. Free throws, though, we were 11 for 20. They were 20 for 26.
God, making 3 free throws would have been nice, right?
Yeah. We had 17 turnovers. They had 15.
Yeah, it's the free throws. I mean, we're getting to the line when we do, but we're not converting, and teams are converting. It's been as simple as that. We're sending teams to the line almost 30 times a game, and teams. I haven't looked at the specific numbers, but just kind of how we've been talking about it, I'm sure teams are shooting close to 80-something% from the free throw line versus us. Yeah, and they're getting volume, so it's just a recipe for disaster, especially here in a 1-point game.
All right, we moved on though. We went from Portland to Seattle, picked up a dub. Not sure how, but we'll get in. We'll try to figure that out through this. Edwards has no restrictions. Griner's out though with the rib injury. Malunga is out still with concussion protocol, so maybe that helps the Sun, but it didn't in the first game, if you remember that. We started Haley Van Lith. Okay. Neepkins, which I don't get why he's starting her and then never playing her. Miller, Morrow, and Edwards, which all makes sense. Although I wouldn't be starting Miller at this point. I'd start Burke at this point. And then our bench is Charlize, Rivers, Beers, and Angloma, with Edwards staying in and then Burke coming in for her after. That's how the initial subs went. Our starters got outplayed by the bench instantly. Morrow had a nice O board though to start and a putback, but she lets Floje go by her on defense way too often. Angloma with a quick bucket off the bench. Offense is kind of going through her a little more. Like she's touching the ball in a lot of possessions. She's kind of all over the place. Beers looks good when she comes in immediately. 2 quick offensive rebounds. Sun go on an 18-0 bench point score. In the beginning of the game, 2 minutes left in the first. Ashlyn Jackson comes in for the first time. She a lot of good for her. A lot of question marks on why she played at the end, but Beers hit a 3 and has 8 points in the first. Angloma was 7. Jackson gets a steal and a layup. Won't be her last. 29 to 23. Sun lead. Best offensive quarter so far. But Morrow, Miller, and Neepkins all with only 3 minutes.
Yeah, the Neepkins one is the one that doesn't make sense. I mean, you're looking at Nell too from the previous game before. She came in, picked up the 2 fouls, and then like it was like she was forgotten on the bench.
It was her debut. It was her like welcome to the league. It's not as easy.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I mean, yeah, the Neekins one is the one that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like maybe you're like, oh, we're gonna give her confidence by starting and see how she goes. And she came out aggressive in those 4 minutes. I
Yeah,
remember texting you. I was like, oh, she, a couple shots. She has the ball in her hands. And then,
it looks good. The 4 minutes she gets to start every game.
yeah, she looks fine. And then all of a sudden, you're just like, wait, has he not gone back to her at all?
You would
And
think
then
Charlize.
literally at all.
You think Charlize got drafted where Neepkins did?
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, Charlize is a position of need right now, but like,
So is scoring, and so is
honestly,
3-point
scoring
shooting.
is what's needed, and that's what Neekins like can
Yeah,
do. She has, I think, if she gets a bigger opportunity, but
hundred
yeah,
percent.
that's the one that really doesn't make sense to me. The Van Lith and Charlize back and forth, it, it's almost just like you got to pick one at this point. I mean, I know again, Layla's coming back, but
Yeah, to be a starter and one to be a
yeah,
reserve.
but
Until
it's like.
yeah, I
I
really,
again, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I mean,
I do
people
think
aren't
we're gonna see.
playing.
I do think we're gonna see them rotate minutes with Lacan as a two.
Yeah, I
Like
think
you were
so.
saying, at this point, I think they're going to use one of them with
They
Lacan.
have
But I
to. I
think
mean,
Lacan's
just
still going to be starting point guard. And then, like, when rotations come in, like, you'll see a Van Lith or a Charlize with, well, sometimes replacing her, but I also think sometimes playing with her. And then the other one could replace either of them when they both come out. We put one guard in.
right.
So second quarter, speaking of now, crazy layup after a sweet Euro step. Euro step got by everyone, and then she was kind of like way too far away from the hoop and just right in. Sick. Ashlyn Jackson playing good transition defense, something we haven't seen from literally anybody on this team. I don't know if it was just one time that I noted it down or consistently, but one play early in the second stuck in my head. She just stuck with her man and
Yeah,
stopped.
her first action was good. Her first action was good. I mean, again, I think the rule is they can only play 12 games, so they're suited
Oh,
up for. So, like,
I guess it makes sense
I
playing her now than when we get
right.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I was like, "Oh, you know what? Let's see it. This team needs a little
Forgot
spark, something. Let's see." And, like, her first minutes were good.
Yeah, I don't want her getting picked up by anybody else. She brings something. I don't know why she went undrafted. Morrow continues to turn the ball over, but Beers continues to score in the second. Sun has 4 turnovers in the quarter. Rivers gets her first points with under 2 minutes left in the half. Not something you want, but she didn't start. Burke and Beers for 3. Burke, 2 Beers for 3 at the end of the half. 46-41, Sun are up. We got 40 bench points. Angloma 13-4, Beers 10-3-2, Burke 8-4, all off the bench. Charlize, Rivers, and Jackson have 9 combined for the rest of the bench points.
Yeah, and the funny part is like Seattle was kind of doing the same thing. They had a bunch of bench points as well. Like,
yeah.
it
I
was, it
mean,
was a
yes,
weird game that like all the starters were just like struggling, and then like the bench came in and did their thing.
yeah. I mean, our starters combined for 6 points in the first half, but we shot 47% and 33 from 3. Like these shooting in these 2 games that we've discussed, it's been really good. Third quarter, the bench starts. This is news. Most teams never do this.
No.
Even if the bench has a significantly better run than the starters, usually the starters are like legit players that are getting paid and deserve to
They
be played.
they get back on the floor. It's you
can't,
give
yeah.
them another chance. Like
Any other team, you're not taking Kelsey Plum and Neka Gumake out if they have a bad half to start the second half.
you're not pulling players
But
at
this
half.
team, you can take those risks because besides Brittany, who wasn't playing, who's really has enough say to like say something if they're playing less minutes. So Charlize, Miller, Angloma, Edwards, and Beers started. Beers was playing good help defense for the first time in the season in this game. She caused a jump ball on one of them specifically. Charlize got 5 quick points, so it was working. It worked right away. Miller had a nice block, but taunts like an idiot and gets a technical, which seems like we have our mini Mabry. If Diamond Miller's going to be this fiery, no pun. Oh no, we're not playing the Fire. We're playing Seattle, but yeah, you can't just get a block in a close game and then get teed up after. I just like that shit will piss me off. Talk your shit, but do it well. We also got some technicals to talk about in the end of this episode around the league. I don't know if you saw someone get a technical for clapping, but we'll get to it.
I
It was
might have.
Paige.
I kind of remember.
It was Paige.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, she passes who is it? Miller passes up a three, a good look for a three to do some crazy ass drive that she wildly misses. And it's just like that is what pissed me off about Miller. She's like you say, a bull in a china shop, head down. I'm just gonna get to the hoop, and most of the time there's a better defender on her, or there's somebody else open.
She is a straight line driver. If she is going, it looks good. And over the years, like it hasn't looked good a lot. She's not really a playmaker. She's not really someone that makes her teammates better.
Nope.
You kind of look at when she catches it, if she's not catching and shooting, like she's thinking about first, how can I get to the rim before like making the next pass immediately?
100%.
Right. So it
I don't think
slows
pass is ever in
down.
her head at first.
Right. It slows down the
I think in the
offense.
third game, there's one time where she passes quickly in the beginning instead of just driving, and I noted it, and I was like, "This is the only time she's ever done that."
Yeah. So she's a very straight like A to B type player, and now that more people are coming back around on the roster, she's not getting the same volume of shots as she's been getting early in the year. So like her numbers still show like she's averaging like 8 points a game or something, but it's like it's trending in the wrong direction, which is why, like I said to you, like I like the chance that we gave her, but like I don't think she's a full like she's one that potentially will lose the minutes.
Yeah, she's not $1 million player.
No.
Which sucks. We paid her, but I mean, we had to do something.
Well, she's like 500 something, Miller. So
it's who else got the million besides Griner and Burke? Is that it?
Just Griner and Burke.
So she got 5. Oh, okay.
Miller is getting her like rookie deal scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
still like
worth
550. But yeah, she's still worth it though. I mean, like as a veteran, we needed to pay somebody. Like I'm not mad at that then.
No,
she got Burke's money, and they always get compared to each other because they came in and they're the new players. But Burke does make other people better, I would say, much more compared to Miller. And I know I'm trying to ease back into I'm trying not to ease. I'm trying to rush back into complimenting Burke because I shit on her a lot in the beginning, which I hate doing because I hate reacting too quickly when it's like 3 games into a season. But when you pay somebody $1 million and they're 40% free 3-point shooter, you're like, oh, cool, we'll get that. And then when you don't immediately, it sucks. Right. But no, she has been playing very well, and I do like Kennedy Burke. Miller needs to change the way she thinks about basketball, I think, to play a little better. No subs in the second half until 2 minutes left in the third. Rivers comes in for Haley. Rivers and Haley come in for Charlize and Miller. Edwards keeps going down low. Sun up 63-59. Entering the fourth. Entering the fourth, we got Haley, Rivers, Burke, Beers, and Edwards. Burke hits a 3. Haley just could not hold on to the ball. She was dropping it. She was dribbling it off legs and things, and just the ball was going in her hand, and then it was loose.
And it was funny because no turnovers for the game.
No, but she just like had stone hands for a while.
It wasn't clean at all. Yeah. It was a grind every time she touched it.
Yeah, like we said, like Aaliyah Edwards last year had a lot of stone hands. It was just like a bout of stone hands for her. I mean, I trust her with the ball to not turn over, so like it's nothing, but it was weird and something to note. Charlize and Nell come in for Haley and Rivers. Under 6 to go. Ashlyn Jackson is in. This is fourth quarter, under 6 minutes left. A developmental player is in. But she gets another steal and a layup. So literally can't complain about anything. 3:30 left. She hits that. And then we go up 6. Heidemann quickly answers with a 3. Mez calls a timeout. Our next couple possessions are bad. We take a desperation 3. Nell gets blocked by Dolson. We have a foul on Jade in the backcourt. She hits both free throws. We're only up 1 at this point. Charlize and Heidemann trade buckets, with Heidemann just blowing by Charlize on D. Charlize misses the next one. Heidemann goes to Melbourne. We're down 1. Mez takes another timeout with 59 seconds. What happened there? Everyone just played bad.
It's just, I think they were exhausted. The extended minutes, these players on the floor, Reagan, Nell, I mean, Burke, you can kind of put off to the side for this. Charlize, like they're playing 30 minutes. They hadn't done that. Most of these players haven't done that all season long. You're playing crunch time.
I will say Nell probably has for her team, but she
right,
also
but
had to fly over here, get used to it. Yeah, it's different.
So like even Ashlyn Jackson getting the 15 minutes, right, in her first action. It's like you're extending these players past where you, probably as a coach you're comfortable. He had no faith in those other starters, and honestly, at this point in the game, like it would have been really hard to go back to them as much as I think they should have with maybe like 3-4 minutes left in the game. But
yeah. I mean, maybe you put Morrow in, but again, she was turning the ball over a little bit. Like,
yeah, it's almost like you had to like steal minutes. You had to try to steal minutes. And like, I mean, I'm just looking at the box score again, obviously box score watching here as we're talking. And like Rivers played 13 minutes this game, but she was a plus 19 in those 13 minutes. Like she had 2 points, but she impacted the game from, a winning standpoint. It's like she should have been on the floor and some
I don't love
capacity.
plus minus.
Huh? I know you don't.
I really don't. Because like you could be doing nothing. Your 4 players could be going off. You could have bad defense and you still go up like plus 12. Like,
right. So that's what I'm saying. With the plus minus with us actually watching the game, like plus minus is a very like box scorey type stat. But like, I'm surprised at the end of the game on defense and stuff. And I mean, hey, we threw Charlize into the deep end, and she's gonna make rookie mistakes. She's just going to, and that's not just like on offense with a couple of turnovers. Even though I think in this game she was pretty clean. She only had the one, but her guarding other point guards is going to be a challenge every night. Like she's going to be at a disadvantage almost every game guarding the point guard position or the starting point guard position. So, Heidemann got hot. She got rolling. A lot of that was on Charlize in the fourth. And yeah, I mean, you burn the timeout with 51 seconds too. You're just like, hey, we need one stop, guys. It's one stop and one basket or a couple free throws and we'll get out of here.
Yeah. So we're at 59 seconds left. Off a timeout. Edwards misses a 3. Not sure why we had Edwards shooting a 3 off a timeout. Nell fouls. Mackenzie Holmes goes 2 for 2. Edwards hits a quick 2 though. 31.9 left, down 1. Heidemann misses with Jackson on her. So that paid off. 2.8 left when Charlize, when Charlize throws a dime in transition to Edwards, to Burke, right?
To Burke.
Yeah. Burke for a transition 2 plus the foul. We go up 2.
Play of the season so far.
And yeah, it's going to be top 5, but probably.
Hopefully the pass, the finish, the foul, like everything about it was beautiful.
Yeah, really good play. No time to think about it to mess it up. No out of bounds, timeout. No, let's run this play. No, just pure instinct. So there's 2.8 left. Plenty of time to get heartbroken. Plenty of time for a shooter to get wide open, which happens. Heidemann gets wide open, but she is in fucking Caitlin Clark range, like way deep center 3, which people say is not easy. Like, isn't that? Don't people prefer corner and wing over like center?
Straight on is I always look at straight on threes being more for like a big, where like it's like an extension of the free throw line. Like you have your big pop to the top of the key, where like other shooters it's probably corners and wing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I hear a lot of people say like they're like, I don't like shooting as at the top of the 3 as much. I'm like, I don't know, you just bank it in. No, not really, but that's where she was. Heidemann is like probably like 7 feet beyond the 3-point line, 5 feet.
Well, the miscommunication on the screen again.
Yeah, somebody should have been on her. But if that's the shot we lose on, I
Right.
mean, I'd like a hand at least extending from the 3-point line, like we were, but there was no one near her. But she misses, and we get our first win, 80-78. They went for the win too.
Yeah, I mean the play they ran, pretty good play. Again, there was how much time on the clock?
2.8, 2.9,
And they
2.8.
pretty much just got a catch and shoot three. Like Heidemann didn't dribble or anything. She took the
Yeah.
catch and shoot. So just, going back to the game before, like, couldn't draw, didn't have something in the pocket. But
Yeah.
I'm so bitter.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
we
again,
should have won back-to-back games.
I'm more concerned about the coverage on the screen because I would think at that point with who you had on the floor, you were switching everything. So the fact that someone didn't switch, and I can't remember who was in the action. I want to say it was Jackson and Nell, or it was Jackson and Walker.
And
Uh, I know I should have looked back to get confirmation on that, but the the
probably,
the communication with guard to guard screens, like you normally when it's guard to guard, you're switching,
mhm.
especially at the end of the game. So the fact that and then the fact that no one went to her,
Yeah, you
so it
got to
was
switch
just like,
everything at the end, right?
yeah, you should have switched everything there at the end, and I'm sure that was the plan. But
Unless it's
yeah,
Kemba Walker getting a switch on a big, then you shouldn't do it. It's the only time.
never.
Stats at the end of the game: Nell had 15 and 7. Charlize led scoring with 16. Burke 15 and 6. Beers 10 and 8. Edwards 12 points. Rest of our starters stayed with 6 points. Morrow had 7 minutes. Neepkins with 4. Jackson had 4, 1 and 1 with 2 steals. Maybe a future fantasy pick, Joe. I don't know. You should do it. Again, no Dom and Floget just non-factor with 5 points in 16 minutes, and we almost lose this game. Jade only 11 points. Cook with 10, but this was a Heidemann and Holmes game. Holmes out of nowhere. A lot of these players that you probably heard of, but like haven't heard much of, are going to just go off against us. It's like playing at MSG. Just like when random bums come in and play the Knicks, they go off because it's like, oh, my time at MSG, like it means something. A little
Yeah,
different against us. It's more like, well, this team's not going to play defense, so I'm going to have my one chance to score all game. And that was Mackenzie Holmes with 18 and 6.
yeah, just like a really random output game.
And it doesn't get better for the next game.
No, it does not.
Last game of the week. Actually, yeah, it's technically right. It's Monday.
Yeah.
But our week specifically. No BG, no Liv. Again, no Dom. Fam is with the team now. Awa Fam is with the team, but does not play. Not that I was going to say thankfully, but not that it mattered. This is the rubber game, the rubber match, the rubber game, the rubber whatever. And the last time we play this, the storm of the season, which is crazy.
Oh, weird.
And also the last. I mean, it's kind of good that like get the West Coast kind of trip out of the way, but yeah, it's the last time the Connecticut Sun will ever play the Storm as the Connecticut Sun unless they come back. So take that for what it is. Charlize, Neepkins, Miller, Burke, and Edwards. How do you feel about going back to Neepkins, starting with him playing her 4 minutes the game before? I just don't get it.
I was surprised by it.
I like that she's not eliminated from this roster because she has no reason to be a rotation because she has no reason to be. But I don't get why he would start her after not playing her.
The only other right, so you'd either be starting Nell or you'd be starting Rivers. I think Rivers off the bench. I like her off the bench right now. I don't think you mess with that. I think she's played much better off the bench. The only other one would have been Nell. So like from that standpoint, I understand if you're not going to start Van Lith.
I would start Neepkins, but I just don't get where he's coming from. Where he's like, or more why he's benching her.
Right.
But I would start I would start Haley or Charlize, doesn't matter. Whoever's the hotter hand at that time. Neepkins at the 2 until Lacan comes back. Then you can go Lacan and Neepkins or Lacan and either guard. Doesn't matter. Miller's got to go to the bench. I would start Morrow or Nell. Probably Nell. Burke and Edwards, or Burke and Brittany can stay. And then you have a second unit with Edwards, Morrow. if you don't go Nell, you can have Nell there.
Now you
And
have
then
Olivia
Ar-
Nelson-Ododa coming back.
and Liv,
Like,
yeah, and Liv and who's the other? Who am I thinking of? Oh, Miller would be on the second team.
right.
And then, but our bench for this game was Nell and Rivers, who came in with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first for Burke and Neefkins, and then Morrow and Haley, 2 minutes left. But then Burke came back in quickly. I really can't wait until we have a set lineup and I don't have to like chart rotations just because they're very weird to me. Miller had a great assist to open scoring. Look to pass, only time in the season. I mentioned it earlier. I was going to say it. There it is. Charlize finds Neepkins down low for the first down low 8-0 run.
She had a layup. Yep.
Neepkins looked good. I think she had 2 buckets. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game.
Yep,
but
she had 2 early.
2 early, yeah. So yeah, no reason to take her out. I mean, she got almost 7 minutes, which I guess is good for.
Well, they kept her in after she picked up her second foul.
Honestly, we're so deep with players that are of the same caliber. I don't care about fouls unless it's like.
Yeah, no, they kept her in, and then she picked up her third foul, and then that's when they took her out.
Yeah, just say she fouls out. Okay, she was only going to play 7 minutes anyway, right?
Right,
or at least last game. Yeah, so we go on an 8-0 run. They take a timeout. 6:35 left in the first. So 3.5 minutes is when Seattle finally scores. So, I mean, you think we should win, right? Neepkin's playing well despite lack of playing time and commitment. Miller can play. Miller playing could keep Morrow on the bench. She was playing well this game. A reason why Morrow could stay on the bench because we know people are going to complain about that. Storm come back. Morrow in and turns it over. Burke and 1 and Sun only up 3. Burke commits an and 1 to put us only up 3. And then timeout Mez was not happy. 2.5 left in quarter 1. Morrow shot clock violation. You got to know how much time if there's 26 seconds left in the game in the quarter. You got to shoot it before 2 seconds.
Yeah,
like, that should be like a shot clock violation at the end should never happen. I don't like
not to have our fans turn on us because we love Anissa.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do,
but she's averaging almost 3 turnovers a game. Oh, that's what I get for ads in the background, right?
Yeah, right.
She's averaging 2.4 turnovers a game.
But lately,
most of the games are 2, 2, 4, 2. So in the last 4 games, she's got 10 turnovers.
Yeah, she's not playing perfectly now, and I get why people can get minutes over her in certain games, and I people see she's not starting and yell to God that like this is the stupidest thing ever. It's like she's like Asia Wilson, and I love her, and she has a really bright future, but she's not perfect.
And
none of these players are perfect.
And to go with the turnovers, she does get blocked a lot at the rim. And that could be a blanket statement because maybe it's less than it feels like. But like sometimes she'll go to the rim.
She's not afraid.
She's going to get blocked by someone who didn't even jump.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't give a shit. She'll go into Asia Wilson's chest and fucking put up 8 shots if she grabs 7 rebounds.
So it's like if she's rolling and she's going, it looks great. But like then sometimes, like we talked about last year with the shot selection, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, if she's hitting her threes too, I think she's having a big game anywhere. Like she'll make it from anywhere. If she's short on her threes or just airballing threes, like she's going to try too hard to make it up in drives, and that's going to affect her as well. I think she's so good when she's on, and she's still good when she's not on.
No, we don't have an Anissa Morrow problem.
No, not at all. I just want to relax people on complaining about Anissa Morrow's minutes for now.
Right.
So we're in the second.
That's your stats. The double doubles are great.
Yeah.
But like if it's not translating to winning, it's
hard. You gotta look how you can tweak it.
Right.
Charlize shot his shot is off all half. She was broken after a 10-point game, a 16-point game. She couldn't put up some shots this game. She couldn't hit them. She was putting them up, but We're giving up more O boards in this quarter than we usually do. Zaya is cooking us, pun intended. She
You
has
can't wait to say
16.
that one.
Yeah, right. They couldn't wait to say it. I only had to repeat it because they said it all night. 16 points in the first half for her. Sun on a 5 minute and 30-second scoreless drought. At this point, Jackson just chucks a three and bricks it. I had to write it down. It just blew my mind. Charlize misses a layup on a breakaway. We end the quarter down 37-28.
Yeah, just the defense overall. I mean, when you're not making shots, it can be hard to keep your defensive mindset. But when our defense is already kind of the way it is, you add not missing shots, it's just not a good recipe for a winning formula.
Second half, we start with the starters. Neepkins has 3 fouls. Nell comes in for her a minute in, I think. A few minutes in, excuse me. 8 minutes between the next basket, which is not, you just can't go 8 minutes to start a half or between second and third.
Any stretch of basketball.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true. 8 minutes is a long. That's a quarter. It's a quarter minus 2 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was started in the second half and went to the third, but either way, it's terrible. Floje and Dolson have a little run where they're not getting stopped. I know Dolson didn't score much, but she was assisting, she was rebounding. We couldn't do anything to stop her from helping the Storm. We take a timeout down 15, 50-35 with 4.5, almost 5 minutes left. But with a minute left, Morrow gets her first bucket of the game. Sun held the Storm to 0 field goals in the last 4 minutes of the third, but we could only cut the lead from 15 to 10. So we're down 53-43. Come fourth quarter, Haley misses twice. She wasn't on. Neither of our guards were scoring. Morrow does hit a 3 to cut it back to 10. Our guards just can't defend anybody, though, as we keep going back down. Can't get it really under 10. Sun have back-to-back shot clock violations, including the second one where Rivers made a kind of Hail Mary 3, but it didn't count. Sun down 17. Mez takes a timeout. They're on a 13-3 run. Floje gets her career high. Cook gets, I think, her career high. I'm not positive, but if not, it's close. And we lose 77-59. And our stats are not anything to talk about. Miller 13-3-2 in 23 minutes. Edwards 10-7 in 23 minutes. Morrow 7-6 in 18 minutes. After almost not scoring for 3 quarters. Floje ended with 17. Cook with 25. Zaya Cook 25 points.
Yeah, and a lot. I mean, I thought she had hit a lot more threes. I thought it was like a Lexi Brown type game. Like looking back at the score, like she was just getting to the rim.
Yeah,
she was getting to the mid range, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line, and she had a field day. So yeah, I mean, it was just like you only score 59 points in a professional game. You're not gonna win. It's just no one's winning when they're scoring 50, less than 60 points. Excuse me.
Yeah, that hopefully is our season low. If we haven't scored lower, I can't honestly remember.
Yeah, it's just a bummer knowing we were on the West Coast. We were together like 2 games. I mean, yes, we lose the Portland game, but it was competitive. Then you win the set, and then you come back in this one and just absolutely lay an egg.
Yeah, 59 is by far the lowest.
Oh yeah,
75 to the Liberty, 82 to the Storm, 69 to the Aces, 94 to the Aces, 82, 78, and 59. Yeah, we got blown out the game we went to, and we still scored 10 more points.
Right.
Almost 20 more.
So it's a bummer. I mean, again, we don't see Seattle the rest of the season, most likely. Cross it off the books. But yeah, disappointing way to end the week after 2 back-to-back games where we were like, it was fun to watch. It was competitive to watch.
Yeah. All right. So fantasy, that wraps up this whole week. Done talking about it. Move it on. Got some tough opponents this week, but we'll get to fantasy first. Last week, the teams were I had Floje, Dom, which changed to Dolson, Brittany Griner, which she played and then changed to Rivers, Late, which changed to Geisel Soder, Gustafson, and Haley. And you had Morrow, Melbourne, Carlton, Sutton, Burke, and Heidemann. How do you think you did?
I think I got my first win this week. You were able to take some chances with the injuries, and I think that played in my advantage.
You did win. You won 221 to 146.
Oof.
The overall score, I am up 631 to 552.
I told you, piece by piece. America loves an underdog story.
All right. Time to preview this week's games. We got 3 games this week, all on the 2 on the road.
Finally back home.
Well, yeah, against a West Coast team, which is funny.
Against the West Coast team.
Yeah. First game though, we're at the Valkyries. We're in Golden State. Valkyries are 3-2. I believe they don't play again. Oh no, we play them tonight. Yep. Valkyries are 3-2. This game is literally tonight. Hopefully you're listening to this before. Burton points, most points per game. Burton with 15, Gabby Williams with 13.2, and Saloon with 12.6. That's 3 big scorers. I'm sorry, they have 5 big scorers. Thornton 10.6 and Hayes 9.7. So almost a starting lineup in double digits. Assists per game, Burton leads with 6.4. Rebounds is Kayla Charles with 6.6 and Kia Stokes with 5.6. Gabby leads the team with 2 steals per game, as she is the best in the league until Layla Lacan comes. Yosite, last year's pick that I sniped in the prediction video, still not with the team. Not sure her story. I should look that up at some point because I'm interested to see how good she is. I think she could be pretty good. Zandalicini is out with concussion protocol. Should have made you say that name. Even though
Zandalicini.
There you go. It's pretty straightforward Italian. Now that you're Italian. And then Alana Rupert, I think it is out for the season because she is having a kid. So congrats.
Congratulations.
Liv and Brittany Griner are now probable, so they should be in for this game, hopefully. Lacan's still not with the team. Haven't heard a specific day she's coming back, but she's pretty much on a celebration tour, it looks like.
Yeah, dominate overseas. Everyone celebrates you.
So, yeah, quick path to victory or what you think this game's going to look like. You don't have to exactly do the path of victory, X's and O's, whatever. But what do you think this game's going to look like before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is if I'm Connecticut, I'm almost wanting to mirror the Valkyrie from a roster standpoint, right? Burton, true point guard, very good, very overall, does a little bit of everything, offense, defense, could be similar to a Layla Lacan. Gabby Williams does a little bit of everything. Could be similar to Anel and Gloma in the future. You have, I'm blanking on the other. You have Kayla Thornton back from her knee injury, right? She's a very solid forward. Could that be a Leah Edwards type? Like, they are a very balanced offense. They seem to know their roles very well. I think that's really what we're missing from a roster is role definition. And every night is something different. So I think that's just something we could take away as fans of like, hey, we want to be the Valkyrie. And it just sucks that they're the expansion team and they're already ahead of us. Short answer, though, it's stopping Gabby Williams and it's stopping Veronica Burton. We've talked about it. It's all season. Point guards have given us a hard time. Burton is a put her head down and go point guard. She can step back and hit the 3. She's also very unselfish when she's driving to the lane, ready to hit a shooter. I think the other piece is Janelle Saloon. I saw a crazy stat where she was shooting more pull-up jumpers last year, and now like 60, 70% of her shot attempts are from 3. And she's a very good shooter. And, her form is like she's 6'2", a big wing. So I think making sure you run her off the 3-point line on the closeouts and try to get her to put the ball on the ground, I think could be a piece. If Griner and Liv are back, the path to victory, I think we just got to dominate inside. It's throw it inside and inside and inside and inside, and then, attack inside out. a ball goes into the post to Griner and they bring a double team, shooters to be ready. I'd also really love to see people moving without the ball when we throw it into the post. I feel like a lot of times we just watch on the perimeter and then Griner has to do a turnaround jumper or she has to do everything herself when there's, 3 people clawing at her. So really against this team, it's going to be a battle. They've got great defenders. We got to take care of the ball, but finding a way to take advantage of some post defense, and that's got to be our identity until Layla comes back and the offense probably opens up a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, nailed it, spot on. No notes. They start Thornton, Williams, Burton, Stokes, and Charles, and then Saloon and Hayes off the bench. So I mean, they're gonna be tough for both of our squads. They run 9 deep. Amire and Chen are the only other players that get time. Shout out to Caitlin Chen. Moving on to our second game of the week, we go back to Portland, where we play the Fire, who are currently 3-3, and play the Liberty before us. So likely 3-4, but they have beaten the Liberty before. We don't know. And they're coming off their last win was a road win, or the last game was a road win against Toronto. Tempo is what I meant to say. Points per game, their leaders are Bridget Carlton, 16.5, Carla Late, 15, Sutton, 11.3, Sarah Ashley Barker up to 10.3. So they now have 4.
So they waived Sutton. She's no longer with the team.
Holy shit.
Not sure why. I did see that. I was surprised, starting point guard, and they waived her. So
I'm trying to look at their they waived Shug Sutton?
They did.
She's still on their roster.
No, she's off
there. That's why I wrote it down. The hell?
Yeah.
The hell
if you go to the WNBA page.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doubting you.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I write it down?
No, I remember seeing it, and I was just like, wow, can't believe a starting point guard who was averaging like 8 and 6.
Haley Jones, Kamia Smalls, Shug Sutton waived by Portland on 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Jesus. ESPN, get your shit together. I'm just trying to see what it says. Jones and Sutton were 2 of the Fire's first selection in the expansion draft. Sutton had been with the Mystics, Jones with Wings. Was Portland's leading scorer on Wednesday, which she tallied 14 points, 2 starts and 3 appearances. She had 11.3 and 5.7. Ranks 8th in the league in assists. Can we sign her? Not that we need more guards to to get rotation minutes, but you'd probably cut Haley and Charlize to play her. Not us, but teams would play Sutton, I would think, over either of those guards. She played 127 games in her journeyman-like career. I don't see a reason why she wouldn't be on the team. I'll have to look more into that. I don't know. Shit, I just closed out a tab I didn't want to. All right, but anyway, the Fire, she did lead their team with assists, Sutton, but now it's Late with 4.8. Geisel Soder with rebounds, 4.2. We are obviously 0-1 against the Fire, losing 83-82, a game we talked about earlier, with Brittany Griner at 16 and Carlton 18. Joe, what do you see in this one? How is it going to be different? Or is it?
I think this game could be very similar. I do think it's going to be another competitive game. Honestly, you can throw out my X's and O's for this one. It comes down to effort. I feel like in that second half of the first game, Bridget Carlton, Ashley Baker, and Barker, excuse me, and Emily Engstler just out hustled us. Rebounds, loose balls. Yeah, they just played harder. And that made the difference. I mean, we played that game without Carla Late, so I'm going to highlight her. She comes back and she's healthy. She can put up numbers very quickly. She's electric, good scorer. Again, I was shocked that the Valkyrie didn't protect her.
Yeah.
So she's the one I'm focusing on there because she's she's their engine, right? you can't take this team lightly anymore. They beat you already. They've won a couple of games. You're trying to steal one on the road here to end the road trip.
Yeah, with Carly back and a loss to them already without her, it seems pretty hard, but we will have hopefully a full squad minus LeCan. Yeah, we'll get to predictions in a little, but it's not going to be the hardest game of the week. It's quite, I was going to say literally, but we won't know until after it happens, but should be the easiest game of the week because Valkyrie are good, and we are playing the Sparks after that at home. Not that home field advantage does anything for us. 3-3, the Sparks are this year so far. They're coming off 101-98 win versus the Aces, where Kelsey Plum scored 38. We'll get your reactions on that in a little. They play the Mystic in DC before having to travel to us. So they'll be on a little bit of a road trip at least. I think they were in Vegas, which is pretty close to LA, but they're traveling cross country. So maybe we'll catch them tired. But even that I doubt would be enough. Plum 26.8 points, Hamby up to 18.5. That's my girl. NECA 15.6 rebounds per game. Hamby up to 8.2. NECA 6.6 and assists. Plum 6.3 and Erica Wheeler 4.8. I know you're a big Sparks guy. Didn't mention Brink. Didn't mention Burrell. Didn't mention they have one other player that's in the rotation, don't they?
Ariel Atkins.
Oh, Ariel Atkins. There it goes. I knew it was a new person. So yeah, they have depth, they have scoring, they have rebounding, they have assists. They're only 3-3. They struggled last year with a good roster with a little depth, but they seem to be more reloaded this year. They got NECA back. They got they traded. We've talked about the trade. We don't like it for the Sparks, but Atkins is still an asset. Hamby seems to only be getting better. Plum seems to be having an MVP season so far. Joe?
What can we say? We have the worst defense in the WNBA going against probably on paper the best offense in the WNBA. Just taking a look at some of this.
You want to get tickets? They just texted us.
Well, we're pretty. I was going to say this game's going to be taking place in Hartford.
Yep.
So we are going to go with a few friends and everything. So that should be a good time. We'll be in the building. We'll let you guys know how the Hartford experience was. See if because again, we know moving Connecticut to Hartford was an option before the move to Houston. So we'll let you know.
I'll just say this before I forget. Houston should do a game in Connecticut every year until it. Like if we do a Boston game, like they should do one game in Connecticut against.
They're just going to have no association as Connecticut. So remember, they're not taking our history. They're revamping. Are they taking our history?
It's an expansion team, so they're taking the Connecticut and they're moving it.
Oh, I thought they were just like rebringing.
No, it's the Orlando Miracle, Connecticut Sun, New Houston.
The timeline. Gotcha.
It should be. If it's not, it makes no sense.
Yeah, we'll get confirmation.
If you're doing an expansion team, then it would be old Houston Comets. Now it has to be Miracle Sun New Comets because it's Sanaya, Morrow. They're all going to be on this team.
No, I know.
Not have that history. It makes no sense. So it'd have to be history. So you got to. I would say, it probably won't happen first year, maybe second year, but like eventually do a Hartford game or a Mohegan Sun game again.
It'd be great.
Sorry,
No.
How do we win this game? Oh, we don't? Okay.
So looking at the scores, from the season, they've either given up or have scored 100 points in 6 of the 7 games. No, 5 of the 6 games so far.
Too. They were a 100-point scorer last year a lot.
So this game, I'm full-blown expecting it to be up and down. I do think we'll be able to put the ball in the hoop, hopefully. Can we keep up with their scoring? I don't know. Is Layla back in time for this game? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks in that regards. This team runs around Kelsey Plum and Erica Hamby. Those are the 2 players. They're both all-stars. They're going to be all-stars. Excuse me. They also have they do have depth. We talked about the Ariel Atkins acquisition. Seems like she's still getting her feet wet with the team and figuring it out. unfortunately, Rakea Jackson tore her ACL in the trade. So, like, now you can somewhat say that the Sparks won the trade
I mean,
in the short term.
yeah.
But yeah, this team is very good. I enjoy watching this team because I've been a Plum fan since she's been in college. Like, I'm a lefty in basketball, so like I kind of gravitate towards other lefties around the league. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a hard game to win. It's getting stops and getting stops and getting stops, which no one has been able to do so far.
So the most points we put up this year,
94 against the Aces.
and then so 94. All right, so how did we do that? How did we play them competitively?
You got to just
outside of that, for some reason, 82. I mean, if we get to 90 points versus them, they must have 123, right? Because I was gonna say we'll probably lose like 105 to 70.
The real question is, and I'm gonna look it up right now, is what is the most points scored in a WNBA game?
All right, you do that. I'm gonna go grab my pen so I can write down our fantasy picks real quick.
Most points scored in a WNBA game for the people at home. Combined is 236 points, and most points in a single game for regulation is 127 points by the Phoenix Mercury in 2010. So could we get to that point? Maybe. I'm hoping that at that point we're calling off everybody and the game's slowing down. But I just imagine this team, this game being very fast-paced, very up and down, and both teams putting on a show in Hartford. So we'll see. It's not going to be an easy one, for sure. Probably the hardest game of the week. But you're hoping first game home, back from the long road trip, take advantage of a West Coast team on the East Coast. All this off the floor.
What was the highest scoring game?
127.
All right, they could hit that.
So it's doable.
Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if we put up a bigger stinker tonight in Golden State at the end of the road trip and put up another 50 something points and lose bad, and then lose like 110 to like 91.
Maybe I was saying, when you, for those not watching and listening, Alex hopped off for a second. I was saying that like it's going to be a very fast paced game. LA plays at a fast pace, regardless of if they're giving up deep points or not.
And
like
we have
they're
to
just going to keep going. We have to control the pace.
We only play at the pace the other team dictates.
Correct.
We don't really set the tone. And when we do, it'll be like an 8-0 run to start the game, and by the end of the first, we're down.
Yeah.
All right, so fantasy. We have 3 games this week, but we're playing some heavy hitters. My board is a little unconventional, I would say, but I don't know. We'll see. Who I had was last week was only the second time, right?
Last week was week 3.
You had first pick last week, right?
So you have first pick this week.
All right, I'm taking Kelsey Plum.
I hate you.
Yep. I think she might. It's just looking at the scores from last week. Like, I don't know if I went over the individual scores. Floje 39 with 2 games. Dolson 24. Combining BG and Rivers got 45, but Rivers alone didn't do much. Geisel Soder 8, Gustafson 6, Haley 24. Morrow got you the most with 48. Her and Burke both got 48. Heidemann 46, Carlton 30, and Melbourne 30. But like, I can't go with 8s and fucking people get, even if you're getting 3 8 games. I need Kelsey Plum, and I need her to put up a bunch of points.
Yeah, I mean, easily that's the leader in the clubhouse. And then I'm going to make sure that you can't get the 2 big sparks. I'm going to go.
All right.
I'm going to go with Derek
Hamby. All right.
I'm going to go with Derek Hamby to make sure that you can't.
If you took BG, she would have been my next pick, but you didn't. So I'm going to take BG.
Makes sense. She's back. Hopefully going to be healthy. Good for
hopefully plays 3 fucking games this week.
Yep.
I have BG Hamby, so couldn't go wrong. I think Kelsey's clearly the number 1. And then either of those could go too. A couple people could go too, honestly.
Yeah, I think there's a couple different. I might surprise you with this one, but the way point guards have played against us, I think it makes sense. As much as I love one player, I'm going to go with Veronica Burton
Okay.
from the Valkyrie.
Oops. All right. Then I'm going to take Bridget Carlton. Best player on the Portland Fire. You got her last time. I don't want that to happen again.
And then I'm going to close out the Valkyrie, and I'm going to go with Gabby Williams. Since
you close that out, I can share my strategy. I didn't put the Valkyries players until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 because I'm fine with any of those two.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you did that. I'm taking Nell and Gloma, and I'm done with Connecticut.
Then that way I'm going to go with Ogumake.
Yeah, I should have done that.
And close out the Sparks, because as much as I love Burrell, Atkins, Wheeler, and Brink.
I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't. Nell's going to play 3 games. But yeah, NECA's really the third. Once you took Hamby, I needed NECA. All right, that's fine. I'll make it up. I'm going to take Carla Late then. And hopefully she plays this time.
That's fine. I'm going to go with one of my Portlands as well, and I'm going to take Emily Enxler. She was very good in the game versus us. She's been good the last couple of games. So
yeah, I don't think anybody was listed out for Fire or Sparks. I'm going to recheck that because I didn't.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone's active.
Who'd you just take?
Emily Enxler.
Oh, okay. Okay, did not write her down. I don't know if I wrote enough people down. So what do you need?
I need 2 Sun and a Portland left.
No, you just picked your 5th.
Yeah, I need 2 Sun and a Portland. Because I picked 2 Valkyrie and I picked 2 Sparks. And
you have 5 players.
Yeah, 2 Valkyrie, 2 Spark, and then Emily.
Yeah, so you need 1 player.
We have 8 players. 8 players this week. 3 games.
Oh, duh. I didn't count our team. God, I'm an idiot. All right. I'll take Saloon.
Yeah, she's fun to watch. She's very fun to watch. Now see, here's the hard part, right? Is Liv gonna be full go? Is Beers gonna be full go? Is Aaliyah Edwards gonna get the minutes?
Right.
Is Morrow gonna get the minutes?
Throw a dart.
So I think the first pick I have to do is go Kennedy Burke. She's been filling up the stat sheet, so that'll be first for Connecticut.
Yeah, she was on my list. I would have taken her over pretty much anyone that I didn't. Actually, I had Morrow way higher, so I probably would have risked it, but I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah, just the way Morrow's been trending. A couple teams this week with some big people inside. I don't know if that. Yeah, and like my last pick will probably surprise you, but.
What team's Enxler
on? Portland.
Yeah, I forgot who we played. All right, Portland. All right, so I have to go Golden State.
Yep.
And I am going to take Thornton. Best player last year until she got hurt, and she's back.
And then I'm going to take Sarah Ashley Barker.
All right, no, she's on my list. I like that pick a lot. She had a good game against us. She's going to have a career year, over 10 points a game. She's playing well.
Yeah, I mean, it was that or go with the 2 centers, Geisel Soder, Gustafsson. We said Geisel Soder's out, I believe you said, with concussion. Or no, Sandal.
No, it's Sandalissini.
So I'm hoping, again, Griner and Liv can have a field day on the inside versus them. But
and then I wanted to double check. Where's Portland? Portland has literally nobody listed. Lucky them. And then the Sparks. Oh, Hamby's out, actually.
Oh, really?
I just made that up.
Oh.
NECA is a game time decision, though, with a hand.
Okay, so if NECA's not playing, it would be Cameron Brink as the backup.
Did she play yesterday? Her last game, I mean. She last played on the 21st. Ooh, did she miss a game? Who would you take instead of NECA?
I said Brink if NECA's not going to play, because I figure she'll just end up starting.
She should play, I would think. Let's see. Sparks. How many games have they played since the 21st?
They've played the 23rd when they beat Vegas, and they played. So
she missed one game.
So she missed the game versus Vegas.
Yeah, and she's a game time decision today. So
it's a big win then. That they were able to beat.
Well, she's a game time decision for that game, so she should be back for the Connecticut game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not for a little while. All right, so I have Plum. Oh, I didn't pick my last.
We both have one more pick.
Yeah. So do I pick Burrell or do I pick Atkins? I gotta look at the roster now. I didn't write enough Sparks players down. What's your last team?
I have to pick one from the Sun.
Okay. I don't love any of these stats. What are you doing? All right, I am going to take. Has Latson played? No, she's barely played. Glad we didn't pick her. Just kidding. She probably would be getting a lot of minutes. Who is Ji Yun Park? 1 point per game. Looking good.
No idea.
Rookie from South Korea. Burrell, 8.7 is not terrible. Wheeler, about 10 between points and assists. Burrell's about 11 altogether. Wow, Sanaya Fagan doesn't do anything for them.
No, not playing.
Why they drafted her. Thought she would be decent. Kate Martin getting a little run time.
Yeah, they signed her to the developmental contract. I don't know if they're gonna officially sign her full time or not. But
is there an age limit to that?
I'm
taking Burrell.
Going with Burrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a little bit of everything. Blocks.
They really aren't as deep as I thought, but their starters are just so goddamn good. And then they have like Brink, who's good off the bench.
Yeah.
Wheeler, who's good off the bench. Burrell and Atkins. I don't know. Does Atkins start?
I believe so.
She probably did last game at least for.
I think Wheeler and Brink are off the bench.
All right, here's a random game. The starters were Ray Burrell, Neka Gumake, Hamby, Plum, and Wheeler.
Wheeler started.
This random game,
yeah,
against the Tempo. So yeah, they could probably throw any of the combination at us, and it would not matter. All right, so I have Plum and Burrell for the Sparks. I have BG and Nell for the Sun, and I have Late and Carlton for Portland. Wow, I feel bad for you with Portland. If Late plays, which she should. And then the Valkyrie, I have Saloon and Thornton. No, I have Saloon and Thornton, yeah.
Yep. And then my last pick, and this is kind of a dart on the board. I think I'm going to go with Aaliyah Edwards. She's been playing well. I don't know what Liv's going to look like. Morrow has kind of been in a flux.
Yeah.
So I think Aaliyah Edwards, I'll take the consistent if she can get the 8 and 4, 8 points, 4 rebounds. And I would think she's going to be starting still, even with Griner back. Like, give me your prediction for the lineup tonight. Like, I think it's going to be Griner, Edwards, Burke, Neatkins, and Charlize.
Last game, it was what? It was Charlize, Neatkins, Miller, Burke, Edwards.
So I think Miller, this is the game where Miller goes to the bench.
I think that's the good lineup, but I think he's going to go Charlize, Neepkins, Burke, Edwards, Brittany? Or is that too big?
No, that's the lineup I said too.
No, you said Miller over Burke.
No. I said Burke starting over Miller. I said this is the game Miller goes to the bench.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Miller over Burke then.
You
Burke,
think Miller will start over Burke?
Because didn't Burke get benched before Miller? No, they both played that game. I don't know.
No, Burke did come off the bench one game.
Yeah, right? Like, we've seen that. I'm not making that up. Okay. Yeah, I'll lock it and be different than you. I'll say he benches Burke and puts Miller in for some stupid reason. Or to make the bench better. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Hamby. All right, this one's kind of over the place. I have to rewrite it. Hamby, NECA. Your Sun players were
Edwards and
I know who's the first one.
That's a great question. Burke.
Burke, yeah, there she is. All right, and then Sarah Ashley Barker
and Engsler.
Yep. And then you got Burton and Williams. I'm just gonna call her Gabby. Williams sounds weird. All right, Plum, Burrell, BG, Nell, Late, Carlton, Saloon, Thornton, Hamby, NECA, Burke, Edwards, Sarah Ashley Barker, Engsler, Burton, Gabby. Some heavy hitting lineups.
Sounds like a battle for the week, not just for Connecticut, but for us as well.
Yeah, it does sound like it'll battle for us. Joe, what are your record predictions today?
I think we go 1-2. I'm going to say Portland ends up being the game that we get a victory, but knowing the league and knowing how everything goes, we could win tonight by 10 and then get blown out the next 2 games.
Yeah, right. Or lose 2 blowouts, like get
and then beat the Spark.
Just beat Spark. Yeah, right. Now I
agree. Go 1-2, win versus Portland, losses versus Golden State.
Yeah,
I do think tonight will be a competitive game, though.
I hope so.
I do think tonight will be competitive. With getting BG and Liv back, I think that's going to be a huge, huge bump.
They're not 100% back, but they should be.
Probable. So, yeah.
So I guess I'll say if I don't get BG, I'll take Morrow if she gets hurt again. Or
okay.
I'm just trying to think. All right, Plum. Everyone else should play. If somehow NECA can't play, you're taking Brink.
Yep. Everyone else will.
Probably is not on the injury report anymore. She played. No. So all right. And then if anything else will happen, we'll text each other. So I'm agreeing with you. 1-2, loss, win, loss. Noob of the week, I'm taking Nell Angloma. I picked her in fantasy, so makes sense. I think she's gonna have a big week. Joe, who are you taking?
I also took Nell Angloma for the week. I think she's shown some really good things, and if they were smart, they would continue to let her show those good things.
Yes. Player of the week. It's a P, not an R.
I have Brittany Griner. I think
you. I also have Brittany Griner.
Between her getting her 6,000th point, which hopefully happens on the first play of the game, I think she is just going to she has good matchups this week. So
6,000 is not like they stop the game and like honor her, is it?
I don't know, because that's a lot of points.
Yeah, she's one of the best. Yeah, I don't know, because like usually you do that if it's like leading in the league, like your all-time lead.
I don't know. I don't think they will. I think they'll acknowledge it, but
maybe during the break.
But I hope they do. I mean, again, it's one of the greats and doing her thing. So yeah, start of the week. Hopefully, Brittany Griner can lead us to not 1, but maybe 2 victories.
Seriously, that would be fantastic. We need to get out of the bottom of the league. Speaking of, I wanted to quick standings check. We are 1-6, only a game behind Phoenix, who's 2-5, who we both said would struggle this year. But I think both had us as playoff team still.
I think I had them just outside.
Just out, okay. One or the other, yeah. But I did agree that they were on paper
a regression.
Yeah, Clea Copper. All right, we're going around the league since we're on the standings, Joe. We are going to try to do this quick. You don't have to give big explanations. We're an hour and a half in. I know we like to talk, but if you don't want to discuss a lot, we can quick and move on. But how do you feel Atlanta Dream 4-1, top of the league, after you thought they would struggle?
3 comebacks of 15 points or more. I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish on them. I mean, you can't. They won the games, but
So
they
do you
still
see
have
that
not.
as 3 games they should have lost, or 3 games that later in the season they wouldn't have to come back from?
3 games they should have lost. I watched all 3 games.
I
They
I
like
I saw 2 of them, but I don't know. They just when they're on, they're not gonna be beat.
they look great. They
Yeah.
really do, but they have not looked on for a complete game for half the season so far. So
I'm gonna take that though as like chemistry with I guess they don't really need chemistry. It's just Angel Reese, but like
right.
um they were really good last year. Teams probably adjusting to them a little bit, but it's still I mean when you add a all-star, it is a little difficult when you have
It
multiple
can be.
all-stars on your team already. So
I mean,
and they
hey,
still
look at the Sparks who had a NECA. Like they're
yeah.
3-3. Like that's how you got to kind of look at it for a comparison. But
And Bree Jones is still out.
yeah,
Who
so
I don't know if she's
I'm
coming back
bullish.
now, but
They're really good, and I'm not saying they're not really good because we both had them as being really good. But
yeah.
I'm bullish.
How do you think the Fever
That's
are
like
looking?
that's like fool's gold.
I think they're 4-1 and they look worse than they even are. Fever, they're 4-2, and I think their record's better than they've played. Aces are 4-2, should be 6-0 with how they are. Minnesota Lynx 4-2, they're playing really well without them. And then everyone else is I mean, Dallas, I think is really good, but obviously a young team and a new coach is gonna lose some games they shouldn't. So 4-3, I still think it's good for them. Chicago, especially now, I think they're plummeting. They're gonna plummet without Rakia. But only 3-2, I think, with her, which is still good. Liberty, though, 3-3. We had them dropping. Don't know if it was going to come this early, but they are not deep.
They are not deep. Sabrina just played her first
Yeah,
game
that's right.
the other night.
But
So
still, Jonquil and Stewie should beat Portland. They should beat
yeah,
probably the other 2 teams they lost to.
no,
But yeah,
I agree. And they're still waiting on Fibich coming back from overseas as well. So like
yeah, and then Portland Fire, the last shocking team, 3-3. We thought they would be like our record 1-6.
yeah, I mean they beat up on the Tempo, who you showed me it was a bad night for Sykes and
Oh
Mabry,
yeah,
which
we're going to talk about that.
so and then they beat us, and then that crazy game versus the Liberty. So again, very early to tell as these records keep going. But yeah, I wish that one was a win for us.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some games from the week from our last game. So this is covering anything from our last podcast. We were going to start off with the back-to-back tempo games. 98-90 win against the Mercury, who we said is struggling. We already got your thoughts there. Marina Mabry and Brittany Sykes, first teammates, I think, put up 30 each. Mabry was 35-3 with 11 of 23, 6 of 14 from 3. Sykes was 31, 7-6, 10 of 19, and 4 of 8 from 3. What do you think about that performance?
I mean,
Sustainable?
it's we've known the two players now. We've seen how they played. This is who they can be. They can be absolutely dynamic, best scorer duo in the league, and then they can also come back and both score single digits on a given night. So impressive for sure. Sustainable, probably not.
Next game they played, we're skipping a little. We're going to go back in time after that. 100-72 loss to Minnesota. Marina Mabry, 3 points on 1 of 9, 0 of 8 from 3. Brittany Sykes, 6 on 2 of 7, 1 from 4. This is literally their next game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's just who they are and who they've been in their career. I think it was why Sun were okay letting her go, understanding the direction they were taking the franchise. But yeah, I mean, we still miss Marina for sure.
Yeah, she's averaging 18 points. She's put up
Some big nights.
27, 26, 7, 14, 30, 3, and 19.
Yeah, like doesn't make sense.
Great career, but yeah, she goes cold. Brittany Sykes as well. 27, 38, 31, 6, and 10. She's probably actually been more consistent. Kiki Rice, though, will stay on the tempo for one more thing. She's had a much better start to her season than I thought. She's averaging 12 and a half. After a 0-point game in 18 minutes, her debut, 12, 11, 19, 15, 11, and 19. So
Yeah,
just
I mean,
double-digit score at will.
I mean, she was a top pick, one of the top guards taken in the draft for a reason. She's looked good, very consistent after that first game with the blank.
Our opponents tonight, the Valkyrie, upsetting the Liberty at home, or in the Liberty were at home, to go 3-1, 2-0 on the road. Kayla Thornton 11, Gabby 16, Kayla Charles 13, Burton 13, Saloon 12. Not even big games, just great defense, and held everybody but Stewie Jones and Rebecca Gardner to under 7 points.
Defense and team basketball. It's something like I mentioned, when we were doing our previews, like that's who our identity needs to be as well. And I love Gabby Williams. She's a star in the league, but that doesn't mean she needs to score 24 points a game to
No,
make her
and she
team
never
better.
was that player either.
Never was that player, but always a winning player.
Easily. Sparks beat the Mercury 97-88. Hamby 27-15. Plum with a bad game, 16 and 7. Only 16 and 7 for Plum. Brink had 12 that game. Burrell had 12 that game. This is things we're not looking forward to playing. But yeah, I love De'Erica Hamby. Wanted to shout her out. 27-15.
Monster game.
As the Mercury struggle with Alyssa Thomas going 23-7-7 and Clea Copper going 22. And Nogic going 15. Shout out to Nogic. We talked about her last week or 2 weeks ago. Her last 4 games, 27 points, 13 points, 15 points, 11 points. She's up there.
Not a fluke. She's legit.
She's a Rookie of the Year candidate. Alyssa Thomas, 18, 8 and 8 is what she's averaging this year so far. So I don't want to say a down year, but we need those triple-double numbers up. No, but yeah, 18 points is pretty freaking good. The Fever beat Golden State. First road loss for Golden State. Fever are 4-2. And that was behind Aaliyah Boston, 20 points. Caitlin Clark, 22 on 4 of 9. Pretty efficient for her. Kelsey Mitchell, 19 on 11 free throws. Don't send her to the line. And Sophie Cunningham, 11 off the bench, 4 of 8 taken down Golden State. Think we got that in us?
Yeah, it's there. I really do.
Designer take over Aaliyah Boston's 20 and 16. You think she can do that?
I think the strength comes from inside. I really do think that's the one weakness, with the injuries and or I guess not injuries, who they lost in expansion and the pregnancy out for the year. Like there's weakness inside for Golden State.
I mean, our percentages every game are really good shooting. Like over 50% usually from the last couple from the field, 30-something from the 3. I mean, Fever shot 38% from 3 in this game. I don't think we're going to do that. But Valkyries only shot 32%, so we could do that. Portland Fire beat the Toronto Temple 99-80. There was something about this game, I thought. Marina Mabry, we already talked about Kiki Rice. She had 19. I think that was her career high. Marina Mabry and Kiki 19 each. Another bounce back for Marina. And then Fire, who that's probably why I did it because we're playing them. Scored 99, crushed the Tempo in Toronto. Carlton 15, Engsler 16, Pouch and Geisel combined for 11, and Late with 15, and then Gustafson 14 off the bench, Barker 12. We can't have almost 4 15-point players against us. We just can't. Can't let that happen. I don't think Engsler's going to get that many points against us with Griner back. Carlton, I think, is going to have over 20, though. I don't know if Gustafson's going to do as much, but Sarah Ashley Barker probably goes off against us again.
It's just effort. It's who's going to come out on the floor with more effort. I really think that's what that game's going to come down to. Even when it's Late back.
Battle of the expansions. Portland surprising us. Toronto very streaky, better roster. Portland kind of like the not like the Valkyrie because we know more of these players on the Portland roster and didn't think too highly of most of them except Late and Carlton. But it's just like you never know until players play.
Yeah, it just shows you in different systems and different roles what people could do. I mean, you look around like the league and how many people were on Connecticut Sun and in the last couple of years and what they're doing now and being successful. So you never know when someone gets a larger role, what happens.
The Sparks 101-95 against the Aces. We talked about a little 38 from Kelsey Plum. Just doesn't happen in the W. 12 of 17, 6 of 7 from 3, hit all 8 free throws, 4 rebounds, 9 assists to go with it. 16 from Brink and Hamby, double digits from Wheeler and Atkins, everyone in double digits from the starters. Only bench points are from Burrell, who got 10, 25 minutes. So they really run 6 deep, excuse me.
Yeah, they play their starters.
Hopefully they get we can beat them up, make them tired on a road trip. That's how we take advantage, I think. But I mean, they won by 6, where Nalissa Smith put up 22, Aisha put up 24 and 15, Chelsea Gray 12, Kennedy Carter 23, Jewel Lloyd 10.
You
Like,
you can score on them.
yeah,
You can score on them. It's just
but
taking
we're
the
there.
right shots and, trying not to be in a track meet for the entire game.
45% they shot from the field, 34 from 3 and lost because the Sparks and mainly Kelsey Plum shot 55% and 48% from 3. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're going to win a lot of games shooting 50% from 3.
The Mercury almost beat the Dream, but again, lose at the last minute. I don't know if it was the last minute, but this is the one I didn't watch. 82-80, the
Yep, last
Dream
minute.
window with Ryan Howard going 21. She's kind of been a forgotten piece, even though she's a superstar. Alicia Gray is one of my favorite players to watch. Not specifically one of my favorite players overall, like a Dearica Hamby, but Alicia Gray is one of the most fun players to watch, I think. Yeah, my girl Tina Pow didn't do anything this game, but she had a big game against Vegas. She had 19 in 36 minutes. So I feel like she would go off against us eventually, just like one of those random players that doesn't play well for most of the season. The Wings beat the Liberty 91-76 in Brooklyn. No points for Odyssey Sims or Atlanta Smith. 19 from Enrique, 24 from Page, 10 from Shep. Satu, though, first big game back, second game, I think. She's got 20, so that will help. That was another piece we didn't talk about that was missing.
Yeah, it's true. The depth.
How much do
You
they
don't
need?
need depth when you have superstars.
They did lose, though, 91-76 with their full roster for the first game, probably. Maybe second, but first with real minutes, I think. Because Satu, her first game, 16 minutes, 5 points. Last one here. Seattle Storm beat the Mystics 97-85. Nothing to write home about this game. Citron only had 16. Dugalic had probably one of her best games at 13. Lauren Betts, 6, probably one of her best. But Awa Fam's debut off the bench, 20 minutes, 10 points, only 2 rebounds. But 4 of 7, 10 points, 20 minutes. She looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Phenom, she was expected to go number 1 for a lot of the season. So we'll see what happens when she comes over and that team's healthy and it's her and Malanga controlling her front court in Seattle.
I don't know if you can win with just 2 bigs, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got Floje, who will eventually, I mean, she is, but eventually she'll be consistently just great. And then I'm sure they'll sign somebody in a year or 2 to play with them, and they will be right back. I don't know if Magmagor is going to be a backup big going forward after this year, or if she's going to move on. But if they keep her, that's
a 3-headed monster in the front court.
That's now you have Fam or probably Fam coming off the bench for at least 1 more year, or if you have Ezzy coming off the bench, that's brutal. I wish we had that. I mean, we have Liv at least, but Ezzy's like a former DPOY.
Yep.
All right, Joe. Last thoughts before we hang this almost 2-hour episode up. This was fun.
Excited.
We had a lot to talk about.
It was a big week, busy week. I think for us coming back next week, it's seeing if the rotations get tightened up a little bit, seeing if return of Layla, and seeing what Coach Mez does this week that will piss me off.
Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Obviously, rotations. Who's playing, who's not. Neepkins, big one. Nell, I hope she plays a lot. The Burke Miller minutes. I want Burke to stay getting minutes. She doesn't necessarily need to start. She could be a huge bench piece. Miller, I think, needs to drop in minutes, especially with people coming back. I want to see Liv get some minutes. Like you said, Edwards should probably start. She's earned it. Had a huge offseason in Unrivaled. Had a good start to the season after an injury. And we traded for her. Like, we see it. We see the vision in her. So we're trying for it. So, those are some people I want to see how Mez handles. Just can't wait for the can. Hopefully it's this week. And hopefully we come out with at least another W. Last week was a huge week. We won 1 game. We had a lot to talk about. We weren't even happy with it. So, yeah, hopefully we play 3 close games. The bookend games are going to be difficult. Hopefully we win that one in the middle, get that meat of the sandwich with a win. But, until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking with us. go Sun, I guess. Or
and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in Hartford. As
if we
always,
do
if you
lose-
see us say anything, we'll let you know how it goes.
well, if we do go 1-2 or 0-3 this week, is it too early to start the Juju tank?
Too
Talk.
early.
Okay, I'll wait 2 weeks.
Don't even.
If we're going 0-3 these next 2 weeks, we might as well just try to lose.
Don't
At
think
what point of this? Like, when is 20% of the season? What's 20% of 44?
9.
So we're almost 20% of the way through the season.
Yeah.
We're in last place. Just fucking play.
Hey,
as
there's no
many-
guarantee Juju's coming out. So
Well, I mean that. I mean, you're still gonna get a Hidalgo. You're still gonna get
there's people.
Booker, right? Is
Yeah.
that the other one? Yeah. And I mean, if we suck this year, it still goes towards the Sarah Strong draft class. Just saying. All right. Thanks for listening. We will see you hopefully with a win to talk about. Is it not turning off? It's just loading. This is the end of the episode.